thanks for joining us. I'm here today with Jamie Sheppard, and we're going to tackle the topic, why good Wi-Fi isn't good enough anymore. So, Jamie, looking initially at guest Wi-Fi, why is good Wi-Fi not good enough anymore?
It's a very interesting topic, Ben, and hopefully I can put some clarity around this. So essentially, expectation has changed. No one notices good Wi-Fi. It's only noticed if it's poor. Wi-Fi needs to go above and beyond. It's part of the initial experience when interacting with a company. Building that reputation, the same as a shop window, website, or social media presence. It's essential for any business to get this right and give that user a great experience.
Absolutely. I suppose in some cases, it might be someone's first impression of your company, especially in a retail or a hospitality sense. You see the outside of the building, you walk through the door, Wi-Fi is potentially the first thing that's going to connect. Yeah. So how do businesses add value from a Wi-Fi or wireless perspective?
It's interesting. There are a number of ways a company can add value. However, there are two sort of key differentiators that stand out for me. And that's adding value via location services. Location service, what that can do is help employees, guests and customers get to where they need to be with turn-by-turn directions to offices. Meeting rooms, on-site restaurants, the possibilities are endless. It's enabling that person to be directed, efficiently around the building. I think we've all been there, arrive at a company for a meeting, to then be running around trying to find, the floor, the office, the meeting room that we have to be, in, especially if it's an interview. And it all adds necessary stress. So if there was a service that could take that away, it'd just be a fantastic experience, so any company should consider that. And the second for me is user engagement. And what user engagement is, having the ability to greet, your employees and guests as they arrive on site, create a welcome push notification, and deliver contextually relevant messages anywhere, for a personalized mobile experience. You walk into an office and then instantly you get a message and, welcome Jamie Sheppard to Net Consulting. Have a great day. Please proceed to reception, and an arrow pops up and points you where you need to go. I mean, just be amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. You can definitely see how that would be relevant within, sort of retail or hospitality sectors,
Absolutely. You're in a retail environment, you need to find the changing rooms.
It just adds that value. You're always going to have staff there, but to add that extra bit of value, if you've got a service that can help guide your, your customers, you look at a big retail store that's got 7 floors, how many times have you stood at the bottom of an escalator, scanning the floors, or where's the men's department, or where's the ladies department? You spend ages looking, but if it pinged up on your phone and said, take the stairs, XYZ, or take the 3rd escalator up 2 floors, you will reach your destination. It'd just be, I think it just make the whole environment flow. And if it flows, then you're going to get more footfall through the retail store, more people to the tills, creating that value, but also, could increase spend, essentially, because people have a great experience and want to go there.
I think it's fair to say that, Wi-Fi should be seen as more than just a convenience. Would you agree that there are brand marketing, certainly revenue opportunities, but also, operational efficiency opportunities as well?
Yeah, absolutely. That's correct, Ben.
I think what you have to consider is, thinking outside of the box. Why just provide Wi-Fi? Why not provide good Wi-Fi? Why not provide Wi-Fi that delivers value and a greater ROI? For instance, from an operational perspective, you have to consider a solution that can offer, rapid root cause analysis. One of that is by quickly identifying any parts of your site where Wi-Fi isn't performing as well as it could be, with the ability to drill down into specific users. That's our experience in the drop of performance. So it's having that root cause analysis. Why is that user not having a great experience? And having that information at your fingertips is just, valuable. From a brand and revenue perspective, consider a solution that can notify your visitors with offers and promotions while they're on your premises. This can be pushed out directly to their, mobile device. Monitor the location of your visitors and how they're interacting with their environment. Identify bottlenecks in footfall and the visitor traffic movement on your site. Are people specifically going to a certain area of an attraction, for instance, and it's causing, a bottleneck, for instance? How can you structure that in a way where you direct, your guests in a different way around the environment to increase that flow of traffic, so people aren't all congregating at one area at one time? So use the tool in an efficient way to create efficiency within the site to give, again, the user a great experience.
There's some great use cases there. I think, a lot of those potentially apply to retail and hospitality. If we were going to look at wireless from a, say, a corporate Wi-Fi perspective, where are the opportunities there to derive value from wireless?
I mean, for me, it's reinforcing that Wi-Fi assurance piece again. Exceptional wireless is now expected. For instance, in a law firm, if your fee earner's productivity is impacted by an issue, it simply isn't acceptable. And that's the same for all employees. Productivity is key. If your employee is not working because the network's down or Wi-Fi is down, how much is that costing you per hour as a business? You've got to calculate that fee. And in some companies, that can be quite a hefty number if you've got a 2 to 3 hour outage. So productivity is key. If there is a problem, you need a solution that will proactively troubleshoot the root cause identification, to resolve the problem quickly and efficiently. Keep your users working, keep it, the workflow going, because when there's a problem, there's downtime, and then, I think we've all been there, right? Employees' heads, you start to have a little bit of a chat, with each other, and before you know it, your mindset of work is just gone, and you have to put yourself back in that mindset. So that productivity of that potential morning or afternoon is a cost to the business.
You don't want to give them an excuse, do you? No. So I guess finally, when it comes to the management of Wi-Fi, I've heard a lot around virtual assistants. What's their role? How can they impact it?
I mean, it's a really good question.
The introduction to virtual network assistants is changing how networks and Wi-Fi's are managed. I mean, it's a game changer. I've seen it work. I've seen it in action. It is fantastic. What you got to think about is who wouldn't like to have a virtual assistant as an extension of their IT team? Somebody there on call to ask a question using natural human language. It can bring back information within seconds. It's just fantastic. You have to see it to understand how it works. So for me, it's all about, manageability of your environment. IT teams spend a lot of time dealing with network issues, downtime, and if you had a virtual assistant looking at that rich data and analytics, it eases pressure, whilst providing actionable insights, and fundamentally reduces, the cost of ownership for that environment. Just imagine if you had the ability to ask, what's wrong with Ben's Wi-Fi today? Ben's having problems, he can't connect. Where does that fault lie? Is it device? Is it the Wi-Fi? Is it user error? There's a multitude of things. You can simply ask that question, and wouldn't it be great if you could just receive a diagnostic report of the issue, resulting in faster resolution time, giving the user a great experience, because Ben doesn't know what the problem is. And if you didn't have the virtual network assistant as a tool, you'd be going to Ben's office, having a look at laptop, having a look at the AP, having a look at anything else that could be causing the problem. That root cause analysis is essentially cost you, say, a couple of hours of trying to sort it out. And it could be that the device itself needs a software update, and that could be simply it. So if you had that network assistant telling you what that potential issue is, within seconds or minutes, you can just notification click, Ben, I need your laptop, I need to do a software update. It's not connecting to the Wi-Fi as efficiently as it should be. Done. So essentially, it can create that stress-free Wi-Fi and network environment for any administrator. It's a great tool, and I'm pleased it's actually been developed and it's available to use.
Yeah, I think you just hit the nail on the head. Stress-free IT.
stress-free IT. Absolutely.
Well, Jamie, thank you for your insight, and thank you for joining us. Tune in for more.